Hi guys, this is Luan Skaggs and welcome to the channel. Now if you guys would like to see how I transform these shelf storage organizers into something beautiful and elegant that you would love to have in your home, then keep on watching. Now a full list of all the materials needed for this project would be found in the description down below. Now let's get started. Now to get started, you'll take off the knobs and take them outside and spray paint them. Now I'm using the silver Rust-Oleum metallic spray paint to spray paint mine, but you could spray paint them in any color that you choose to suit your home. Now I sprayed all over the container and I tried to make sure that the front didn't get paint, but that didn't work out so well. But we'll make it work. We want to try to make sure that we don't get paint on the front because that would make our decorations adhere even better to the front of our container. Now when you're trying to get the shape of something that is not exactly straight, this is one of the easiest ways in order to do that. All you'll do is take a piece of paper and press it against the sides of whatever you're trying to get. In this case, this container, we want to take our time and turn it around and get all up into these little creases. Make sure that we have all the curves. And we'll use this template to cut out our pieces. Now you may not be able to see these lines on camera, but when you're working with your project, you would be able to see these lines a lot easier. Now once we have our template cut out, we'll go ahead and start putting together our mirror reflective paper. Now we'll take our template and we'll use that to get the size of our poster board. Now there are some lines on the back of the reflective paper that I don't think should be here, so I'm going to use this side underneath the poster board, just in case I want to have this little piece remaining without these lines in case we want to use that for something else later. So this is just some of the ways that I think about doing the things while I'm doing it. In case you come up with issues like this, now normally I'm sure this wouldn't happen to you, but in case, this is just the way that I think about it. Now we want to stick the reflective paper onto the poster board first because we want to have a very smooth surface. Now again, you want to make sure and wipe your poster board and make sure that it's completely smooth, because sometimes even using the smoothest surface, sometimes you put on the reflective paper and there's still some lumps that got left behind. So you want to make sure and try to see if you could get it as smooth as possible, because we want this to look like mirror after we're finished. Now for some reason, this mirror reflective paper was not that easy for me to align. I had to do it over and over and over again. So first above all, it happens to all of us. And the other thing is that this reflective paper was able to peel and stick and still come out smooth in the end. So if you pick up this reflective paper and you have this issue, don't worry about it. It will all be fine in the end. Now we'll turn the cardboard over, we'll take our template and mark out our pieces. Now we'll get all the pieces that we need just with this one piece of poster board. Now we'll stick the pieces that we cut out to the front of our trays. Now we are going to put on this crystal rhinestone ribbon at the top. Now I really love this ribbon because it has this crushed mirror glass look without having to use actual crushed mirror glass. Now guys, the link for all of these materials would be listed in the description down below. Now we'll cut the ends of the rhinestone ribbon to keep with the shape of the drawer. Then we'll peel off the reflective paper. Now we'll reattach the knobs. Now this screw does not have a pointed edge, so all I did was take this screw and make the hole and then reattach the knob. Now when you put it together, you could leave it like this because this is absolutely beautiful. I really love how this looks. I'm not sure if the camera is doing it justice, but it looks really beautiful in real. So if you guys would like to stop here, that is completely fine. But I'll continue going. Now we'll start on the sides of the storage shelves. We want to get inside of here and measure it 1/2 inch smaller than the inside, both on the long side and the short side. Now we'll mark out our measurements on our poster board. Now this poster board isn't long enough, so we'll join another piece onto it to get the length. Now to get the shape at the top, I'm using this item that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Now you could literally use anything round to get the shape at the top. Now I'm using a 1/2 inch thick foam to cover the board. Now we want to leave about 1 inch all the way around the board so that we could glue it to the back of the foam board. These Dollar Tree clips helps to hold the foam in place until the glue dries. Now at the edges, it helps to cut the foam at an angle so we don't have too much bulk at the edges. Now we'll measure to find the middle of our foam board. Now once we have the middle, we would put down our mirror design and trace them out. Now I'm using this hot knife to cut out the pattern in the middle. Now you could use an X-Acto knife, you could use whatever you want to cut out the pattern. Now the link for this hot knife would be in the description down below. This makes it so much easier to do, guys. Now once we're finished, we're going to take whatever fabric we're going to use and we are going to spread it across our project and find the middle. Now we are going to pinch it, gather it together, then find a rubber band or something to tie and hold it in place. Now while we're gathering, we still want to make sure and leave enough fabric on both sides so that we could glue it to the back of our board. Now we'll glue the center of our fabric to the center of our cardboard to hold it in place until we're finished. Now we'll stick the fabric down on our foam board and we'll push our fingers up against the foam that we cut out and use that as a guide so that we would glue it perfectly in place. Now that we have it all glued down, we'll cut out the middle. Now we'll take a black piece of paper and we'll trace out the design and cut it out. Now we'll peel off the backing of the mirror and stick it onto our paper. Now we cut the paper a little smaller than the mirror, just so that it wouldn't show out on the outside. Now we'll stick the fabric evenly around the board. Now in order to get the fabric even, we'll first glue the 4 center points. Now we'll continue sticking all the way around the board and then we'll come back. Now once we finish gluing our fabric all the way around the board, we'll glue our decorations in place. Now this one I did with the paper, and the first one I did this with fabric. This is just the difference between how the fabric looks versus how the paper looks. The fabric looks much richer in real and the paper looks better on camera. So you could choose whichever one you want to use. Now we'll peel off the protective layer of the mirror to reveal the shine. Now because I added this decoration to the sides, I want to add the same thing to the front, so we'll go and work on that right now. So first we'll take one of the decorative mirror and cut it in half. Now using a scissors, you get these cracked edges. Now if you have a rotary tool like this would give you a much neater result. Now this is the difference between the scissors and this is the difference between the rotary tool. You could see a big difference between the both of them. Now we would stick our mirrors onto our paper. Now these mirrors are self-adhesive and they stick very well to the paper, so we don't need any extra glue. Now we're going to cut out the paper and we're going to leave a little edge around the mirror so that we have something to be able to tell the difference between the mirror that we're going to stick it on and this decorative mirror. So we want to leave just about this much all the way around. Now we'll remove the knob and we'll leave our screw in the back so that we could press our decoration in place. Then we'll glue it down. And let's not forget to peel off the protective plastic. Now we finally get to screw back in our knobs and see how everything looks together. Now for the sides of the storage shelves, all I did was push the piece into the inside, and because of the sponge it held it in place just fine. Now if you have kids, you might want to glue it onto the rails. Now for the top here, all I did was cover it with some reflective paper, and then I used 2 rows of the black and silver diamond wrap to put around the edges. And at the top here, I used one of these large black and silver frame Dollar Tree mirror. Now these mirrors work perfectly at the top here. Now it's a long time I haven't seen these size mirrors at the Dollar Tree, but if you come across them, they are perfect fit. Now once we have finished, this is how beautiful the side looks. Now I really love the way that this came out, and you could do so much with this design. If you want, you could take this design and use it to make an ottoman. You could use it to make a coffee table with storage. There's so much you could do with this design. I really love the way the sides and the front turn out. They look like 2 different designs, but they work together really nicely. So guys, I really love the way that this shelf organizer turned out, and I'd love to know in the comments section down below if this is something that you guys like and if it's something that you'd like to try out. You know, I love hearing from you guys. Now, if you guys would like to see how I made this side table with storage and the matching mirror, then it would be linked in the description down below and at the end of this video. And this matching side table and mirror is made out of plastic bags. So if you guys want to use something that you have already at home in order to make these beautiful pieces, then you could also check those out as well. So thanks for taking the time out to watch this video. You have a blessed and awesome day. Now if you like this video, you may also like these as well. See you in the next one.